answer. I protest. I am not a merry man.
You're listening to Comics Podcasting on the edge of civility.
All right, we're back. We're back with a vengeance. Well,
Really?
probably not a vengeance.
I have
We're a
vengeance
mild
against
grudge,
you
maybe?
for making me watch this piece of shit film.
You purchased it. You own it.
Yeah.
You threw it in.
One of us makes the other one do things on a regular basis for this podcast. That would be you. We're currently watching a crappy film based on a comic book, which means that that's your fault.
Oh, because I'm the host and it's my cast, and you feel you need to contribute in any way necessary.
No, you brought it into my home and put it in the DVD player.
I did not either. You walked
lying
straight out of your
motherfucker.
room where you've got your 700 DVDs, and you plopped it right in.
You go into my room and find anything else that sucks as badly as this movie.
I can't, because you hand them all over to me the second you're done making fun of them.
Alright,
I found this for $2. Have it.
that does sound like me. But this is entirely
It doesn't
your
just
fault.
sound like you. I did not make you go buy Virus.
I did not buy it. You bought it.
I did not buy Virus. I have never laid out money for this movie.
This is your film.
It's so totally not my film.
For those of you who haven't been able to piece it together yet, we are in fact watching the Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Sutherland, Billy Baldwin epic Virus, based on the Dark Horse comic
book.
which I had not even heard of before this film came out.
Nope,
So
I never knew anything about it. I had no idea. And at this point, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm kind of happy not to have known about it. You got the red-headed Russian chess goddess.
Joanna Pacula,
Who knows?
Some 90s
Playing chess with
video
the guy
vixen.
up on Mir. And the mysterious blue light just passes through the orbit of Mir and infects it with a virus, never to be seen again. The magic box scenario. You know, something
That's a Who
happens.
song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Magic box? Alright, well, 60s rock reference today.
Yay!
Did we note that this is episode 54
Actually,
of the
it's
Mean
Magic
Geek?
Bus.
Magic Bus.
I just want to see if you.
I was trying to figure out, would they really name two songs so alike? I just went with it because you know more about the Who than I do. Anyway, it's episode 54.
Big five.
Very small stack to go through today.
I don't even think you can call that a stack.
And it's not even a pile either. It's just kind of a smattering. So it's smattering part 1. So yeah, then we're gonna just yap and yap and yap and yap and yap and yap and yap.
Dude, no.
Yes, totally. You still don't like Zatanna, do you?
Of course I don't.
I don't understand.
What? What's not to understand? It's not good.
It's just some fun, average.
Wow, you went from fun to average in less than a quarter of a second. You open the book, you're like, it's some fun,
It's
average.
It's not fun phenomenal like Justice League was.
It's not fun decent.
It's not fun laughable like Power Girl was. But I do enjoy it. I'm kind of disappointed. The art has already changed within 4 freaking...
Go ahead, close it.
Yeah?
What's it about?
Well, this particular one... What's that? Why are you pointing at me? Stop pointing! It's rude! I know your mama taught you better, boy!
It's true, actually.
See? You bring up somebody, mama, they all feel bad. You won.
Alright, move on. Jackass.
The Royal Flush Gang is sent against her by the guy who's trying to steal all the souls, in particular hers. And, she whips him because it's the Royal Flush Gang, and they don't really count for much of anything.
It's a mystical book with the Royal Flush Gang. If I can't explain to you why that's horrible,
Every book eventually has to have the royal flush.
That
gang
is
in
not
it.
true.
It's may not be necessary, but tell me how many books haven't had the royal flush gang in them at some point or another.
Well, everything Marvel's done.
From within DC, dipshit. Come on, what?
Can you honestly?
They're all over the fucking place.
Can you name how many places have they showed up that weren't based around Justice League?
They've been in Batman.
Well, he fights everyone.
He's also ancillary to Justice League, so that's kind of a gray area.
I don't think that there's been a Green Arrow.
I'll bet there has. We should look that shit up.
You
I'll
go
bet
ahead and
you
look that
$1.
up. I stand by my statement that I don't think that to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think there's been a Green Lantern one either. Because, you know why? Because the friggin' Magic Hat Card Gang is not impressive. Which, of course, is why I like them, but they're horrible.
And, of course, she tricks him at the end, and, she wins.
They were in Starman.
See? And you loved Starman all to hell and gone.
Bobo Benetti fought Ace, the giant robot card member of the gang.
All right, see? That
His little steam pipes coming out of his shoulder because he hit him so hard.
How does that not sound 100 times worse than just randomly fighting a magician? They got hired. They're mercenary types. How is that any worse?
Wretched.
How is it any worse?
Because I read that. I've read both issues, and one of them was worth reading.
So there are things with the Royal Flush Gang worth reading.
Oh, of course. I love the Royal Flush Gang. They've got curly Q mustaches. They ride around on flying playing cards.
So they're here, so why is it so different in this one?
Because it's still not good.
Aw, you're full of it. You just don't like Dini anymore. That's what it is.
I love Dini on Batman.
You got disappointed by him with Streets of Gotham.
You never even brought that over for me to read. You just told me it was horrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
So I don't know. I was not heartbroken because I never read it.
And then she fights some fire demons, and that leaves a cliffhanger that gets
a fire
resolved in
demon
5.
cliffhanger.
What? It's a fucking comic book. You can't be surprised or disappointed by Fire Demon.
Fair enough. I don't like the pacing, as I said last time, and I don't like the tone of the book. It's not terrible. It's not like, oh my god, it's not like some indie nightmare that you're making me read. It's just not.
Which I have done.
Yes. Yeah. Hit Monkey.
Indie nightmares. Indie books.
Eating meat is illegal.
I applaud that somebody actually takes the time and effort to take an idea, however poorly conceived, put it on paper, and try to peddle it to other people.
Hey, but you know what?
However, I ain't laying out my dough for most of those fucking things.
You never know, though. There's great things. Cerebus makes no sense on paper. So you're going to take Conan and turn him into an aardvark, and then basically do the same book. And then you're slowly going to become more talky and philosophical.
And political.
Yes. So, you know what? And yet, that was a great book. Strangers in Paradise. I'm a convict. I'm a fat chick who has problems with my weight. We're kind of in love, but I'm not. One of us is not sure if they're gay, and the other one's dating a dude. That book should never have sold.
They really shouldn't have. And yet, somehow, it's got this incredibly huge following. And, the thing that irritated me the most about that was not that Francine was incredibly fucking wishy-washy and could never flip a coin on anything. Alright? It was not Kachu constantly hiding her true nature. It wasn't the guy who was even wishy-washier than fucking Francine was, who tried to man up and just got the shit kicked out of him. At least he tried, There's a little intestinal fortitude there. But it was Francine's constant whining that didn't match up with the art. There were points where she did not. She didn't even look chunky, and
that was the point. Is that she was an attractive girl who was just larger. And
in most of those panels, she wasn't even larger.
Well, she was larger than Kachu. That girl.
Well, and she's also a foot taller than Kachu.
Hey, what do you want from me, dude? I didn't write or draw the motherfucker.
And yet you love it incessantly. You just talk about it unendingly.
Why do that with the Trigger Twins too? I'm not sure love is. And there's our trigger. For those of you playing Mean Geek Bingo, you may now check off the Trigger Twins square.
Oh, we should have a contest. You want to have a contest?
Oh, yeah, because we've done so well with those in the past.
Mean Geek Bingo? We get references like that? Come on, we'll sign Birds of Prey 3 for you.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, our prizes just get suckier and suckier.
Like Monucci was going to get any damn good. Nobody wanted Monucci. John only got it because he caved.
Is that who won it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. We never announced.
Alright, so you hate Zatanna. I want to punch you in the neck for it, but...
Really? You love that book so much that you're defensive over it? Really?
No, it just sounded funnier.
Alright, fair enough.
I mean, I thought it was humorous to say so.
Like, I mean, if you walked in and you're like, I hate the longbow hunters, I kind of want to punch you in the neck. I hate Zatanna. It doesn't seem the same, you know. Frank, Batman Year One, that was the worst piece of crap I ever... Shut the fuck up.
But I think we can agree that Birds of Prey is boring and senseless.
The only thing that I like in this book...
Yeah.
Is that the Penguin is mean again.
Yes.
You're like, they're doing the Penguin better than he's been in Batman. You know, I'm this weird gang boss who fights other people, but nothing ever happens.
And just so you know, I won't give you any more of these, but White Canary convinces Black Canary to go to Singapore.
You gave me the next one. It's in the new pile.
Well, after that, I won't give you I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. She becomes the next White Canary.
So Black Canary is now White Canary?
Yes.
Wow.
Yet another shining example of the establishment turning black into white, motherfucker.
Really, dude?
No, not really at all.
No. Well, I can't wait to read that. And by wait, I mean crap. I have to read that for homework. But that's just wretched.
It's the last one. I mean,
is it the last one there? Or
that's the last one I'm getting.
Oh, you're not even going to keep up to finish out the Brightest Day?
Nah, I don't care. It's nothing's really happening associated with Brightest Day, so I don't know why it's on there. I mean, eventually they're probably going to intersect somewhere.
Well, she's gone white, so suddenly...
Well, she didn't go White Lantern.
Yeah, but, you know, perhaps her white uniform is... Black Canary is the White Lantern.
Terrible.
Why?
Why would Black Canary be the White Lantern?
Why not? They've been making... Black Canary is like Miss Marvel over in Marvel. Like, they keep slowly shifting into a player.
Anything they want.
Well, no, but they keep, you know... Black Canary's run the Justice League a couple of times. She kicks mad ass. They just separated her from Green Arrow for the 45th time. You know, she's no longer dating Ra's al Ghul or Dr. Midnight, so... By the way, which of those bothers me more?
I don't know. Which one bothers you more?
I don't know. That's the problem. They're both ridiculous.
No, I mean... It's not grabbing me. I can see where there's a purpose to the book, because there really ought to be more female leads running around comics. But
you know what? Only if they're bringing female... If it's not bringing an audience, there shouldn't be there. Like, television shows, books, movies. If people don't want to read them being there is not a good thing, is my take on that. Like, I certainly agree that there's been this whole, you know, retro movement to more women leads in comics.
What the fuck is with Queequeg in this flick?
Dude, really? Anything? That's your question about this piece of shit? Is he's got a face tattoo?
He looks just like Queequeg, as I imagined when I read it as a kid.
You've got Power Girl, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Ms. Marvel, you've got a lot of these books coming out, and having strong books is a good argument. Just having the books is not.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what? I don't need any more books that I don't care for just because, that'll be more fair. No, thank you. Don't waste my time with that.
You know, I wish her luck. Everybody thinks she's a phenomenal writer, but right now, this is just...
Who's right now?
Gail Simone. It just barely... Whoa, hi! Gas mask nut with a machine gun. What the fuck? Billy Baldwin kicking ass. That's hard to fucking believe.
Well, you'll figure out why in a second.
He looks like the goddamn Combine people from Half-Life 2. Funny. No, a lot of people. Oh, they knocked out the Russian chick.
Well, she was shooting at them.
Yeah, but leave the Russian chick alone. She got red hair. What's going on? What do you want? At any rate, Gail Simone is widely regarded as a great writer.
What else has she
But
written?
I think she's done Wonder Woman, the end run on the last Birds of Prey, Secret Six, and a few other things. And there's a new book by one of the independent companies that she's doing that I would never pick up because, you know, one of my pet peeves that I rant about incessantly and
Unibrows?
at great length. It's not unibrows.
That is one of them.
It's just fucked up faces.
Right.
So I saw the ad for this thing, and the eyes on these people are not only bugging out, which irritates me first off, but they're all like, one's bugging out and one's regular, but the regular one is pointing the wrong fucking direction, and they're like on every fucking character in the ad they look like that. So I was like, I'm not fucking touching that. Emerald Warriors, Guy Gardner solo mini.
Jury is very out.
Yeah, well, the next one's out, so
Did you understand where they're going with this yet?
no, I really don't know. And
So
an introspective guy recording a video journal of himself is not something that I would ever have expected to see on the page.
Like, I kind of like what they've done with Guy Gardner and made him into a likable douchebag.
They have developed him substantially over the years. He is far more likable, and yet 90% as acerbic and jerky as he was.
Yeah. But, like, this book, I don't... You know, I know he's teamed up with Annihilus or whatever the hell... Atrocitus. And, the new... Giant Head Lantern.
Giant Head Lantern?
Yeah, the
What the
Ex-Guardian.
fuck is a giant... What? Giant Head? Is
Gambit.
that in this book? Giant Head Lantern?
Come on.
What the fuck is a Giant Head Lantern? You're killing me. What?
Ganthit there, or whatever.
Ganthit's a former Guardian. He's not
Right.
a Lantern.
He's a lantern, and one of them becomes a lantern, remember?
No, he didn't become a Lantern. He's a Guardian. He's always had the green power in him.
He stepped down from the Guardians to become a lantern.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh. I don't have all this fucking history going on, man. Shit.
You just read it.
I don't remember reading that paragraph.
It's not a book, you monkey. There's drawings attached.
Why I gotta be a monkey?
There's your title.
Oh. The Red Lanterns are creepy as fuck, man.
I don't know. That cat one is really terrifying.
The cat one's great. We even got a little backstory on the Cat Lantern.
That was just bizarre. But no,
Humorous though.
Right now I'm kind of in Green Lantern overload with the amount of things that are going
Yeah,
on.
we gotta slow the fuck down with Green Lantern.
But
here.
I can't say I dislike this book. I just don't know where it's going yet. It didn't give me a clear idea. I know that they're going to do something that could be important, but could be very bad because everyone's going to hate them.
So, but there's 2 is out. 2 should be in that pile, or maybe it ain't. I don't remember. I haven't organized everything the way I should have. I've been very lazy lately, like most comic guys. But yeah, absolutely no diligence in putting this shit together the way I should.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Hence those weird little pauses
So
on the
they start-
podcast kids when I go, what?
Yes.
You're like, I gave you that. No.
They start a quest to go out to the unknown sectors, where the big bad or the big threat, whichever you want to call it at any given moment, is on the way. So, what it is, why it's important, why we should care,
Don't know.
all up for debate.
Well, hopefully it's interesting.
Well, we'll
It's certainly
find out.
not bad. I just don't get it yet. All right, what's next?
Nothing wrong with that. The fairly standard and dubiously promising Morning Glories.
This felt like the beginning of every kid X-Men book.
Yes.
Here's a bunch of people all coming together.
None of them know each other, but they're all special.
Nah.
It's New Mutants at...
It's sort of a New Mutants, Hellions generation act.
It's probably going to be closer to Hellions. They even got a little bit of Gen 13 in there.
Yeah, there's some creepiness in some of the kids. They all share the same birthday, so we've got this Village of the Damned kind of thing going on. But at the same time, not terrible. Definitely something you would pick up the next one on.
Which I did. I think. No, I totally didn't.
All right, something you might not pick up the next one on.
No, I totally didn't. It's out, but I didn't get it. The reveal at the end, I expected not to be quite this soon, though. And it's really creepy that one girl is so fucking happy about crucified parents.
Yes, that's not something you see every day.
No. It's, she's otherwise just bubbly and annoying, and suddenly we find out she's bubbly, annoying, and sinister.
That's actually most of my roommates in college.
Bubbly and annoying?
Well, annoying.
With a touch of sinister?
Yeah, Bastards!
So, Lizzie Hexam, in Unwritten 16, I think I'm going to let this arc peter out and then go with graphics after that, because I think you're right. This is going to read a whole lot more coherently in large sittings.
That's why I feel like, you remember buying Sandman single issues, like when you were trying to get into it?
No, I never did. I went straight to the trades.
Oh, okay. I would buy one here, then I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this book? How does he get his hair like that? Why is he so pale? What's happening? Shakespeare? What? Some books are just better that way. Certain books build.
Queen Bess?
Yeah.
A computer? You? This is a dream, isn't it?
Like, imagine if you decided to just randomly... Because you used to do this all the time. And you still do it to a lesser degree, because now you normally go for first when you can. But somebody was at the shop talking about this awesome book. You're like, I'll try one.
Sure.
So imagine you grabbed a Sandman off the shelf. Let's say you got the Cat Dream one.
Oh, I would never get another Sandman again.
I'm sorry, what? What the fuck is this book about?
If I got a dream of cats out of absolutely nowhere and had read no further Sandman before that, I would never have picked up another Sandman ever.
It's a very intriguing story, but if that was your opener... Now, in this case, it's slightly different, but, some things... Like, if you just bought a random issue of Fables, would you have dug it?
It's hard to tell.
I happened to pick up a graphic. You fell in love with the damn thing and went out and bought every single one of them.
Yeah, I got up to 11 now.
But only, that one storyline I picked up was worth reading. If it had just been a single issue, though...
It would have been, well...
It would depend on the issue, of course. But, some things don't draw... storylines are hard. And this... Plus, the month in between, this is a dense book.
Yeah. You forget a lot.
And unfortunately, I don't have them, so it's not like I can reread them. And your collection is appalling and confusing, so I can assume...
What do you mean appalling and confusing?
It's enormous and buried in an attic. How often are you going back and rereading older issues?
If I could ever afford fucking drawer boxes, I'd be rereading them a lot more. But and I admit I got the whole laziness thing going on. I don't have a problem telling anybody on the planet that, because it's the fact.
But no, I think
I don't
want
want
to
to
really
lift and tote all that shit all the time. And it's not like I've even got as much as I did 10 years ago, really, because there's been giveaways. I've given away at least 2 full long boxes. There's been basement flooding disasters that got rid of at least a short.
You lost most of your Astro Cities that way.
Yeah, that pissed me the fuck off. And Preachers.
You have made a decent take on getting the Preachers back.
And all my fucking Hitmans. Just about every one of them. That pissed me the fuck off. I am Baator!
Dear God.
Come on, you loved Baator the Demon.
I have
Demon Bartender.
one of the rare books I have full runs of. Preacher, Hitman, Howard the Duck,
Yeah, I heard that at the end of that.
Transmet. You know,
So
I don't even have a complete run of Major Bummer. I'm missing one.
it's still engaging.
I think it's an excellent book, but
weight
it's
is too much to keep it together with.
It's a
Tommy
really
Taylor.
intriguing, interesting book, but I'm so confused because you've missed a couple bringing over, and I'll forget that it's just too challenging to do once every 3 months. But I wholeheartedly endorse it if you're somebody who can keep them together, because reading comics in bulk, issue by issue, is an awesome experience, and I totally endorse it. Like, I used to love pulling out full storylines and flopping them down and going right from one to the next.
Absolutely, I enjoy that too. I'm fine with that. So, having established that one's just too confusing and too... Holy shit, what's going on that screen? The virus has made itself a robot body and given itself a machine gun. Holy shit balls. Yeah, that's right. You want to be going full auto against something metal in a cramped hallway.
Well, it's part flesh.
That's a great idea. Whose flesh?
The Russian ship crew.
Ew.
Well, yeah.
And these guys are sitting on the bridge. They don't hear any of these gunshots.
Well, it's a big ship.
This full auto, that's insanity. I don't believe that.
Dude, Donald Sutherland is not a young man, okay? He probably can't hear most of these conversations.
Oh, and now he's... Hey, leave the hot Russian chick alone. Don't point no gun at her. Especially your Indiana Jones break open special from 1902.
Moving on.
Invincible Iron Man, where they go to a benefit for Stark Resilient. Meet the Hammers. Meet the Hammers.
It sounds like a horrible sitcom.
Doesn't it? And Justine promises to, rock his world.
Well, obviously, there's some sort of technological voodoo hex love thing going on here. Although
it is Tony. I mean,
hey, even
he's
he
a pretty
usually
big horn dog right there. He's not going to turn down, some...
Well, he did do Madame Mask, so...
See, that's what I'm saying.
Why would you date a woman that looks like Dr. Noon?
Never mind.
Moving on.
Rescue gets her armor back, and she's
and
very
thank
pleased
God,
about that.
Because I've so missed Rescue.
Oh, come on. Pepper's having a good time with it. She's in charge of Resilient. She's out there being super heroic. A long, long, long stretch from the Pepper Potts of the Tales of Suspense days, where all she wanted to do was marry Tony and was constantly rebuffing Happy Hogan's advances because she thought he was just a big lunk.
Well, he was.
He was pretty dumb, man. But, I mean, that's one fuck of a sign of the times right there, reading those Essential Iron Mans with the Tales of Suspense in them. Wow. Either she was a gold digger or she was just the complete stereotype of everything that Stan Lee thought as a model woman.
Sadly, I think it's the second.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that was the theme. You had a hero. He couldn't reveal who he was. There was a love interest that was. They all had it.
Yeah, but Lee made it so. Oh,
Pepper gets points for actually still being around.
Yes, she does. She totally does. It was so difficult to read some of that stuff, though, because she's like, "Oh, Tony will never notice me like that."
Sergeant Fury had his little nurse love. Yeah, I don't forget these things. Yeah.
Oh, but it's fine. I'm fine with Pepper running around in Rescue, as long as she
there
pays
are no more one shots.
She pays, as long as there's no more one shots. As long as she pays more attention to the company than she does the rescuing. Because we don't really need a whole nother. And I hate to even pull out this sentence, but we don't really need a whole nother female hero, do we?
Hey,
I mean,
you know what?
Can't we make better use of the hundreds that are already there?
If it's popular, if it succeeds, then it's a good thing. If it's another throwaway, then it's not. It's just like anybody else. It doesn't matter about male or female. It's about the quality of the new character. Because God knows there should. I miss Scourge, man. We need a hero culling.
So Fraction is still kicking it for me.
No, still totally enjoying Iron Man.
LaRocca still has me enthralled. So I'm going to keep picking up Iron Man. We're good. We're good with it. Although the next issue, which you'll read soon, maybe you'll dig it, maybe you won't.
Oh, good.
Because it was kind of like, bam, bam, bam. Matter of fact, bam, bam, bam. Story's over. Ha
Lovely.
There wasn't a whole lot of There was no mystery to it. I mean, he figured out what he needed to figure out pretty fucking quick, and then, well,
Moving on.
I'll leave you to it. Steve Rogers, Super Soldier, number 2.
I didn't realize this was a miniseries originally.
Yes, this is a mini. He finds out that Erskine was renamed himself Erskine just to draw him out. He finds out that the Super Soldier serum is missing the Vita rays, so nobody knows how to activate it properly. They think they got it. They've modified the Vita rays, and they reverse polarity, I guess, because
This sounds so retarded.
It does, but it works out better on the page than it really ever does.
Well, all it comes down to in the end is it's a giant plot by the Machine Smith, which no one has ever missed, and at the end, they pull, somehow,
they take
the
away
serum from Captain America,
which has never happened before.
so now he's scrawny Steve Rogers. Shouldn't he have aged like another 70, 80 years?
No, that's a trope they use in some writing to get away with giving you something extra dramatic. Why would he age? His cells are in a given state. So,
No, think of it this way.
yeah, I'm thinking.
Even if you take the fact that he was in, let's say, his late 20s when he was frozen.
Yeah.
So,
Although, no, he was 23 when he was frozen.
okay, so 23 years old when he was frozen.
Uh-huh.
He's been thawed, let's say, being kind in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because they've revamped it a couple times and changed timelines and whatnot, which is
Which
fair
is
enough.
just fine. Eventually they have to do
Let's
it.
say 83. We'll go from 23 to 83. It's now, what year is it?
It's 2010.
So that would be another 27 years,
20.
which would make him a scrawny 50-year-old.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he, just age like the Knight in the Holy Grail. Like
A 98-pound 50-year-old, all right? Unless he hits somebody and his arm breaks, there's going to be a certain lack of realism, which, to be fair, is where comics live. But nonetheless, this one's going to play out badly on the logic scale.
I think it's just horseshit. There's no reason he should have to age.
Well, he should have been aging all along. He's a 50-year-old either way. He's just either a perfectly preserved because of the serum one. He's not going to age any more than he already is, but his body should be reacting.
Well,
A 98-pound 50-year-old is a fucked up looking dude. Now, he may have looked scrawny and seriously screwed at the end of this, but he looked like a 23-year-old scrawny, seriously screwed dude.
Fine.
All right? Your pop, at 50, could not do what he could do at 23, even if he was in the same shape. All right? Unless we have Cap having kidney failure.
This movie is getting more and more funky all the goddamn time. Cyborgs and crazed Russian half machine men punching straight through people. Holy fuck! Ew! Ah, yuck! Chucked them up against the wall. This is absolute insanity. This is the best of 90s fucking sci-fi horror right here. God damn.
You're forgetting Deep Rising with Treat Williams. And
I
Van
never
Kajir.
bothered with Deep Rising.
Oh my god. Fish that jellify people and eat them.
Nope, didn't bother with it.
From the director of The Mummy.
Once I saw that, what was that one, that crab monster flick that came out around Leviathan?
Deep Star 6.
Yes, that's the one. Where more people got killed by other humans than the monster.
I raved about that point for months.
It's so fucking bad.
I made you watch it and count. Which you did not thank me for, by the way.
I did not. Alright, so we're halfway through an average episode and we're out of books.
Hey, what can I say?
Where would you
been
like to
slacking.
go now?
Well, I did read the graphic you gave me.
Oh, yes. Spider-Man, Back in Black. One issue by Straczynski. With acceptable art. Didn't blow me away, but it's clear, it's concise, it gets the action across, it tells you the story. And then straight into Friendly Neighborhood with Peter David that I totally didn't even finish. So,
Oh, fucker, I read the whole thing!
you know better than to do that. You know I'm not gonna finish a motherfucker I don't like. You know, I don't fight anymore, man. There's nothing noble in just traipsing through shit you're not enjoying anymore.
You assign me homework and I do it. That's where I live. I'm not... You keep scamming me. Like, oh, I didn't even read that one. Ha, 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 ha.
But is the whole Brand New Day stuff a little more clear to you now?
This cleared up some aspects. I mean, it was not my idea of a good Spider-Man book. I mean, the big fight with the Kingpin in prison.
I enjoyed
naked.
that immensely.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't... angry Peter Parker doesn't really work for me.
Every once in a while, Angry Peter has to come out, though, because he
fair
keeps
enough.
letting himself into situations where, somebody's just going to fuck him over a little bit more than, he can really handle because he's lighthearted. So if somebody gets really hardcore with him, he doesn't know how to handle it, so he gets mad.
No, admittedly, like he's anybody who takes that much crap on a regular basis has to snap like a twig under a fat man. But don't spit on your graphic novel.
A twig under a fat man.
And
Stomped
I
like
don't
a
have a huge
narc at a
problem with
biker
it.
rally.
There you go. That's my signature
A
line.
fat man at Altamont.
But the fact of the matter is that while it's logical, I don't read enough Spider-Man for it to build for me. I like the lighthearted, fun Spider-Man. That's what I enjoy. But no, this was decently done, but I wasn't raving about it, and I didn't care for the later... Well, the second storyline is already escaping me, and I read it less than a week ago.
Well, its name, I don't know, but it was...
What was the point of that one? It was after Kingpin, then came...
Friendly Neighborhood stuff.
Yeah, but what was it? Let me see it, since you didn't even read the motherfucker.
Go ahead, all yours. Be quick. Should I pause?
No. Talk amongst yourselves. So let's see.
No,
It's the Sandman. And the Sandman's father. It was
I
more...
don't give a shit about the Sandman's pop. I really don't.
Well, he's another prisoner, and the Sandman... And then there's the little short about the little girl that dies.
Yeah.
But she's Spider-Man's biggest fan, but he never noticed her because she was living in a cardboard box in an alley. But the box was covered with pictures of Spider-Man.
Peter.
It's the whole poor little match girl in comic
Peter
format.
David trying so hard to bring humanity into comics. And, most of the time he does okay with it, I don't mind. Somebody's got to inject that kind of shit every once in a while because, real drama involving a non-superpowered, confused, pissy little bitch is just, it gets overwhelming after a while. Oh God, you can lift the fucking mountain and you still got a bitch.
Hey.
What the? And it's, he brings in people who have a reason to bitch, and who actually happen to be decent people, but somehow every once in a while he doesn't grab you with that. It's just like, hey, I'm showing you emotional stuff again. Is that okay?
I suppose. I just, to me, this wasn't my ideal Peter Parker storyline. I guess is the easiest way to put it. Was it terrible? No. Well, the Sandman one was a little rough, but because this was also a follow-up to that other Friendly Neighborhood that you made me read.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that when I bought it, though.
Ben Reilly.
I got that thing for $12, man. 1/3 cover price. I had to get it at that point. I mean, you can't throw away a hardcover for 1/3 of the cover. You can't. You have to get it.
I'm going to hold you to that.
When I take you to New York next month, because our tickets came in Friday, very nice.
Any hardcover that's 1/3 of the price, you're going to have to buy.
No.
That's what you just said. You can't not buy it. So any hardcover that's 1/3 of the price.
All right, I'll tell you what. Half price doesn't count.
Third.
A third of the price. If we can find a $30 hardcover for $10, I will do it.
Regardless of what it is.
Regardless.
Any of them.
Here in public, on the pod waves, or whatever you want to call them, out in the tubes of the internets, I announced that if we can find a $30 hardcover
you're being specific
for
now.
$10,
you said
that's
any
a third.
hardcover. Like if it's a $20 one for $7,
I'll do that too.
Okay.
But the likelihood of finding one of those is a lot.
Well, the ones I'm going to be looking at are probably going to be marked down dramatically.
I'm only going to get one of the motherfuckers.
You didn't say. You said any.
Any one.
You know. We can rewind, right? No, of course. Fine. One.
I still got to get my anniversary thing.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm going to see what they have for art there, and maybe look at the couple of the Silver Age dealers. Maybe.
I do think. Where are you leaning choice-wise? Batman,
I'm still
Iron Man?
so far up in the air about that. I'm just going to see what fits the price range and what's cooler than the other things. And if it really hits me, I'd say that's what I got to have.
Otherwise,
that's what I'll be getting. Although I probably shouldn't do it at all because I just bought a new fucking car. Dropped $3,500 fucking dollars.
Hey, you know what? My insurance adjuster just told me that the brakes are not their problem, so that'll fall on me.
Oh, shit. That blows dog. Let's see if we can find some articles worth talking about.
What do you got?
They're restarting Daredevil again.
That seems like a miserably bad idea.
It is. I don't understand why they got to keep doing that shit. Well, I do understand, but I still don't like it. I mean, a number one is a number one. They're taking that guy's brain out of his head! They know a number one will always sell. They know an established character in a number one will always sell more. So I can see their point in that from that perspective.
Yeah, but each time they do this, they seem to lose readers.
A little, yeah, they lose a bit more faith from the readers. And it's just like, what are you talking about?
All right, and I think that number one thing is stuff. People are getting smarter. Like, collectors are buying them, but they're not worth anything.
Nope.
Well, think of all the Batman byproduct number ones there have been in the last 5 years.
Ugh.
And you, who's a Bat fanatic, which is your term, by the way, because I have a much worse one in mind. But
Bat what?
Bat freak.
Oh, all right. That's not that bad.
Well, I have others, but even you've stopped. Like, won't just buy anything arbitrarily because Batman is on it and it's a number one.
Right. Because, I mean, that was just getting silly. It was taking up space. It was taking up reading time. It was getting fucking irritating.
Like, they revamped Batman and the Outsiders. You went nowhere near it.
Nope. I never read The Outsiders anyway.
I gave you a couple of them and you did not thank me for it.
No, not even in the 80s. And I certainly didn't hit the relaunch from last year or the year before or whenever the hell it was. Well, economically speaking, you just can't do that shit after a while.
But each time you do this, like, maybe you get some bigger rushes on the first issue, but then people are leaving. The regular fans are annoyed. Like, they revamped the Punisher to the point where it's a highly successful book again, and then they do Frankencastle.
But there are two separate books. There's the Max Line Punisher, and there's the Marvel U, which is where Frankencastle lives.
Fair enough. But wouldn't you be better off just tanking the Punisher book, going with just the Punisher Max, and putting all your eggs in the successful basket?
I can see that. I mean, it would seem like a sure bet. You don't want to hedge your bets too much.
Well,
like
you're not
but
losing it. First off, you can always start another comic book, but maybe not having 8 books of one guy.
Like they got Deadpool right now.
Yeah, what is
like
that?
They had Wolverine. I can't believe that guy is in such a renaissance right now. It's nuts. We were there for the 80s, kids. I don't know where you guys were, but we remember when Deadpool was every goddamn where and he became irritating as fuck.
Oh, by the way, kids, he means the 90s, because that's when Deadpool showed up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said the 80s.
Fucking 90s.
Yeah, there you go. X-Force, I want to say 98 or so. No, not X-Force.
No, that doesn't sound
New
right.
Mutants.
Yes. Which was more like 93.
No, 98, the issue. It was a couple
number
100.
number 98.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're right.
In the Cable Liefeld days.
Anyway, so January Jones as Emma Frost? You think?
I don't watch Mad Men.
Neither do I.
So all I know about January Jones is that she sucked the life out of Saturday Night Live for 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, terrible. I think she's a pretty girl, but that doesn't mean a whole fuckload to me. You know,
Emma Frost has to have this bitchy hotness.
Yeah.
And I'm not real sure Jones can pull that off.
I don't know. I don't watch Mad Men, so I can't speak. Maybe she's perfect. I just don't know. I mean, I should watch Mad Men. Christina Hendricks is on it.
I don't know who that is.
The redhead chick I was in love with from Firefly,
Oh, yes.
who then went on to the show Life, where I was in love with her.
Yes.
And is now on Mad Men. But I can't keep following failed television shows. Now she has a successful one. I'm like, done. You've broken my heart twice with your canceled TV series.
You've been reading anything about the Thor movie?
I'm trying to... Natalie Portman, the dude from Star Trek, like Kenneth Branagh directing, it just seems odd. I'm sorry, like...
There have been odd mixes before that have worked. Not
Fair
many
enough.
of them.
But the last Kenneth Branagh odd mix was Frankenstein.
And that didn't really come
And
across
I
all that
didn't
well.
really... Robert De Niro is a monster. You remember that little gem?
Yes, I do.
And I'm not a huge fan. Kenneth Branagh made Henry V, which is a phenomenal film. He made some other really great films. Dead Again, Midsummer's Night, this comedy about a really bad Shakespeare troupe. He's done things I've liked, but I can't picture him in Thor. But at the same time, like the whole pageantry of it and whatnot, he might carry off better than anybody else. So I just don't know how I feel about it. Natalie Portman's a great actress, but she's also like 1.5 feet tall.
She's not going to pull off... Oh, she's Jane.
Jane?
So we don't have to worry about her
She's
filling
not
out
Sif?
Sif.
Okay. Well, you don't know. I mean, again, with Saturday Night Live, she's a hardcore gangster rapper, so...
No.
You never seen that?
No.
Oh, my God.
What was this?
Saturday Night Live had this sketch of her doing a gangster rap.
Oh, well, maybe she could pull it off.
Oh, my God, dude.
For Saturday Night Live?
It was fucking hysterical. You need to find this on YouTube or whatever. Andy Samberg is singing in the background in a Viking helmet. It's the most insane fucking thing.
And another irritating thing, Ultimate Spider-Man's going back to the original numbering. That's another thing that's irritating.
Ultimate Spider-Man,
they
bro, has
shouldn't have
already
changed
broken
the
my heart.
motherfucking numbers to begin with. Aunt May's wayward home for teenage superheroes.
I have no interest in Ultimate Spider-Man at this point.
Not anymore.
It broke my heart. I am a defeated man.
It can't capture me anymore. I remember when I was a teenager. I didn't
Well,
really
Spider-Man,
fucking enjoy it.
Not Ultimate.
Huh? Ultimate Spider-Man's going back to the original numbering.
Yes, Ultimate is the Ultimate line. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Remember? You forgot already?
No, it's the Ultimate. But you don't remember it when you were a teenager.
I remember when I was a teenager.
The Ultimates?
No, you're not. You're not paying any kind of fucking attention. This thing is supposed to appeal to teenagers by having teenagers do teenagery things. It can't appeal to me as much as it possibly could because I remember being a teenager and it wasn't all that much fucking fun.
Well, you were a really crappy teenager.
Oh, crappy teenager.
Yeah, I mean, there were lots of kids.
Just because I had to work. I had to work a lot. What are you talking about?
Dude, very few geek teenagers recall their teenage years fondly.
Yeah.
But this book is not... Peter Parker isn't having a great time either. That's why it appeals to teenagers.
No, I don't want to be reminded how shitty my life was.
You still get up every morning?
Oh. And then have breakfast. But, no, why would I care that he's going through a rough time? I identify with it too much. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but get out of here. Show me something I can't remember or can't imagine.
You mean like sex?
Alright,
I'm done. I'm not, but I'm going to try to be done for a couple of minutes. But the fact of the matter is Spider-Man is always going to be the geeky teen. That's why you relate to him on different levels. Cap is the ultimate patriot. That's why you relate. There's going to be aspects that you relate to. My issue is not, it's obviously more geared toward teenagers. Now, all the Ultimate lines seem to be. That's why they've got nanopods and shit. They're walking around wearing the new shoes drawn in. Shit that I could never give a fuck about ever. Watching Cap shop for iTunes is not my idea of a good comic book. But you have to make some interest in a younger generation because comic fans, as they have kids and whatnot,
I'm not saying the book shouldn't exist.
But you're not. But no, I can still read a book that's more oriented toward a younger crowd. It just has to be a good book. And Ultimate Spider-Man was a great book, and the revamp of it was not.
No.
There were like 15 heroes living in one house with a single old woman. Child services should have been all over that shit, first of all. The amount of explosions. It's like they're revamping the Spider-Man movie. I don't care that I don't think it makes sense. But if the next movie's a hell lot better than the last one was, I ain't gonna lose a ton of sleep either.
No, that's accurate. That's a very good point.
At the end of the day, all you have to do is make it decent. But the other aspect of that is that if you're making it decent, you don't have to go back to the original goddamn numbering.
Yep. Just leave it alone.
If you revamp the fucking book and it's really good, I'll be okay with the new number. I don't want you to do it. I think it's ridiculous. But as long as what I'm reading doesn't suck, I'm going to be okay. But unfortunately, most of the time it sucks. Which is why you're revamping it.
Reboot when necessary, not when convenient.
Yeah. And no Frankenheroes.
Yes, no Frankenheroes. Fuck a Frankenhero. At any rate, we're about to an average episode, so I think we'll call it even at this point. Start figuring out what we want to do about 55.
I can't drive 55.
I'm sure you can't.
Well, the truck doesn't work
your
right
car
now.
Doesn't move. Yeah. So
I certainly can't walk 55.
Oh, see, that's the kind of ending that irritates me in a horror flick. They've thrown hundreds of bullets at the monster, but a flare kills him.
That's nowhere near the end, sadly.
Oh, really? Shit. Alright, well, the end is here for episode 54, so
bless you fuckers.
Bye-bye.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. Subscribe to us through RSS, and most importantly, find us as a proud member on the Comics Podcast Network. Contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.